Glad to have you back. Now, rampaging AK-47 wielding herdsmen have continued to unleash terror on farming communities in different states across the country, destroying property and also killing many.
Now, the herdsmen have repeatedly attacked Benue, Plateau and Taraba states, but they have now extended their reign of terror to Kogi state as they attacked 3 communities, leaving 25 persons dead. Now, this was as Benue and Plateau states were mourning and burying their dead. 26 people in Benue and 29 in Plateau killed by herdsmen as well.
Now, in February this year, Kogi State Governor Yahya Bello donated 15,000 hectares of land for the controversial federal government's cattle colony policy, a move he hoped would prevent such attacks in his state. But that has not in any way restrained the killer herdsmen. But the attack has generated condemnation from Nigerians and the Senate, of course, and is seeking urgent police and military intervention to halt the killings.
Urge the President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces to direct the military and police to move into the affected areas immediately to bring the situation under control. 3. Urge the Inspector General of Police and all security agencies in Kogi State to arrest the perpetrators of these gruesome killings.
We have a president that says, I don't know, my IG didn't even follow my order. A president that says, I didn't even know when this happened. Every little thing he doesn't know.
Point of order, leader.
And the executive arm are in tandem with us on this. And when the commander-in-chief says, I don't know what happened, then we have to worry whether this our security is actually in the right hands.
And we expected it when my own governor told the world that anywhere they chase a Fulani man away, that Kogi State is open for them to come. He said so. He was the first to say that Kogi should be used as pilot test for colony.
All these issues, we must come up with some solution, because otherwise we are becoming a point where we're becoming ineffective, really. And the purpose of representing our people is to see what can we do about these issues.
Well, joining us from our Abuja studio is a public affairs commentator, Terence Kwanum. Good morning to you, and thank you for joining us on the show.
Thanks for having me.
All right. First off, Terence, you are from the Middle Belt. How do you feel about the incessant killings in that region?
Well, what is happening in the Middle Belt has been anticipated since the attack in Benue in January. And that was why we were disappointed. We were disappointed with some utterances by some governors in the Middle Belt, because we saw the attacks in Benue are spreading across, because we live in the same belt, the Benue Valley. And what you're looking for in Benue could be found in Plateau, Nasarawa, Kogi, and even places like Nasarawa and the rest. And if we look at the attacks, those of us that have been privileged to go to where this attack has taken place, it is still the same stories that we've lived with them peacefully. We are surprised they came and attacked us in the middle of the night in our sleeps. So it became so embarrassing, especially in the issue of Kogi, where people were attacked. The numbers were still counting, and then the governor was busy saying it was a brothers' fight, until there was an outcry in Nigeria that he has to move to the site. But if we go there, as of Saturday evening, that our team was in the Kina and in Nomala, the death toll has gotten up to 60, and then more than 1,000 people were displaced. There was no provision for IDP camps, and the governor came there, and all he could do was to set up a judicial panel. He set up a judicial panel where people are being killed left and right by the herdsmen, and then you're not offering solution to them. You're not taking care of the displaced. There's no adequate security in place. And if we go to the issue of Plateau, it's still the same story. That people were killed, and security was not provided for them properly. And when they went to bury the first set of people that were killed. Then another attack took place and 20-something were killed before even security people started coming in. And if you go to the Rao town was a place where security left to go and also counter the killings that were going up in the deep plateaus, and then people were killed in Rao too. So as a whole, I think we need proactive measures from some of our governors to be able to protect their citizens, because the entire Sahel belt that passes through Nigeria now is under attack, and that is why you could see the attack spreading from Plateau, from Kaduna South to Plateau, to Benue, to Kogi. I know from there you connect Ondo and the rest. It's the Sahel route they are trying to play. I know the population pollution has made the Sahel routes to be overtaken by events, that developments that have taken place in this area. So it's a very serious concern for the people of the Middle Belt at the moment.
It truly is. And you say that governors should try to do what they can to protect their people. And the question is, how much really can governors do? Yahaya Bello, of course, like you said, I mean, he set up a judicial panel, and you wonder how much that judicial panel can come up with. Do these governors even have any powers to really protect their people with the structure of the security apparatus right now in the country?
Yes, the governor of Benue State has shown clear example by standing with the people. Even though he doesn't have the powers to command the army and the police, but because he has stood with the people, that he is not going to compromise the stand of his people, so nobody can come and kill his people and go scot-free. I think he has shown leadership. What we expected from the governors of Plateau and Kogi State was to follow suit from what Governor Otom is doing in Benue State. Instead of making utterances to please the powers at the center, who are showing laxity in protecting their own citizens.
Well, the governor actually...
people like Governor Yahaya Bello today, and Governor Lalong today, is that the statements they have already made concerning this crisis, and now that the crisis has met them, they are only trying to make some cover up, because if they are killing your people and you go to set up a judicial commission, is it that you want to rather come back in the Judicial Service Commission to indict your own citizens? And that is why the people of Kogi State were saying that he's being political with the crisis. Because obviously the politicians in Kogi are seeing him trying to indict his political enemies in Nomala and in the Kina local government.
But that politicizing
does not live among you. They come from somewhere to attack your own people.
Yeah, politicizing of these herdsmen killings is exactly what Yahaya Bello says he will not allow to happen. Do you even think that the president's visit to the Middle Belt has made any difference at all? Because while he's visiting, these killings continue. And, I mean, Kogi relatively has been peaceful before now until these killings.
The visit of the president to Benue was just on transit to Yobe. The president wanted to go to Yobe and make a political statement that he has handled the issue of capture of girls better than the Goodluck administration. He didn't have any justification of not visiting the Middle Belt before going to Yobe, and that was why he came to the Middle Belt to do the jamboree. He came and did across the Middle Belt, because before his coming, his special advisor on media has been hammering that the president is not visiting the Middle Belt because he's looking for a long-term solution. But after 3 months that he visited the Middle Belt, he brought no policy statement that will end the killings in the long-lasting period that he spoke about.
But
all the president came to the Middle Belt and do was to select stakeholders from these states that he wanted himself, not even the stakeholders the state chose for him. And he spoke with them. He refused to visit the sites of the killings. He refused to condemn the killings. He refused to condole with the people. And so as a whole, we saw that as a jamboree, but when he went to Yobe, you saw what he did. He did a full presidential visit in Yobe, visited the site of the school, spoke with the Dapchi girls, spoke with both the Bororo and Yobe State Governor, interacted with the stakeholders, and gave them an assurance and condole with them. So we saw the president visit to the Middle Belt as transit to Yobe, and that is why all these are happening because every state that has come and gone, attacks have increased.
President Buhari ordered the IGP, to relocate to Benue State when the killings were rife, really. And then just a few weeks ago, or even days ago, he said that he wasn't aware that the IGP didn't stay there. So would you really say that it's totally the fault of the president that the IGP is not even performing?
That is why we term the entire exercise of the president in the Middle Belt a jamboree. Because if you are insisting to study a report for 3 months, and then after 3 months you are not even aware that your IG never visited Benue, when even the public hearing we had with the IG, when even all the accusations we had on the IG were in public domain, the president was still not aware. This is someone that receives security reports. This is someone that is briefed by the media on a daily basis, and so on. And then he came to make that statement. The issue of the IG even coming to Benue, the president really made a mockery of Nigerians because, before a president visits a state, even the speech of the governor is handed over to him before he visits. Most of the speeches that are going to be made before the president are anticipated before he arrives. And then the president hears all that the stakeholders of Benue spoke with him, and all he could stand up was make that kind of speech he made in Benue. We were so embarrassing and amazed at what he came and did. But, we already anticipated his laxity over the Benue killings and the entire killings in the Middle Belt because there is a protection of the perpetrators of this crisis. Because from day one, there are statements in public domain that the Mayati Allah Kata Hore has been trying to justify the killings in the Middle Belt. You are aware that the killings that took place in Plateau, an ID card of the Mayati member was found at the scene of the of where they killed people.
But Terence, what he has denied, Terence, let's just
that are killing our people.
Terence, he has denied that in fact it was the youths there that attacked his residence and took the ID card away. He's denying that he is culpable in any way.
Even the press conference they did in public domain, they denied. So even if they deny a press conference that is on record, that every Nigerian is seeing it, denying an ID card would not even be surprising to us. But if we go to Kogi, it was the same Mayati, the Kogi indigenes were accusing. So this thing, we know that the Mayati leadership is sponsoring this crisis. Whatever they want to achieve with the Sahel route in the Middle Belt, we don't know because they say they want to claim Benue. They said they are claiming Benue because they captured it through conquest. We don't know about Kogi. We don't know about whether all these conquests are going to be put together into one emirate. We are not aware. But fundamentally, people are in their ancestral home. We have a government in place. People are being killed in their sleep. The government is doing nothing about it. This is shocking to Nigerians.
Yeah, but the Mayati Allah,
especially the governors.
Terence, if I may comment, the Mayati Allah that you're accused of being behind this herdsmen killings, they too are saying that they've been at the receiving end of violent attacks where their members and have been killed. They've lost thousands of cattle, and nobody seems to be saying anything. Do you think the security operatives really are sitting down, including government, to say, look, what really is at the root of this? Is anybody even asking why Agatu, why Logo, why Guma, why any of those places, and now why Kogi? What are the underlying factors so that if we know exactly what the why is, then we know how to go about, solving this problem in the first place?
If you are truly being attacked, and your cows are being attacked, and then you are giving a solution that ranch these cows, let them stay in one place so that nobody will come and attack them, and then you say no. How are we going to believe the story that you've been attacked, your cows has been attacked, and X, Y, Z? Because as long as we are concerned, from the day they attacked Benue on the 1st of January to this point, there's no Fulani person has been killed in Benue, on the Benue soil. I'm aware that no Fulani person has been killed in Plateau soil. I'm aware that no Fulani person has been killed in Kogi soil. So if truly they are killing you, and then there's a solution that you should not be killed, there's a solution that your business should not be attacked, what will you go for? So they are saying no to ranching of their cattle, and then they prefer to be in the bush where they are saying that they are attacking and killing them.
Okay, what about some Fulani youths there were mistaken for herdsmen, that some youths in the Middle Belt were attacked and then killed, and then the Mambila killings as well that Fulani people have been talking about, where hundreds of them were killed with their cattle?
You know, those are imaginary. They have a funny way of even saying they have been attacked and killed because they are always missing. They have never seen a corpse. So they only wake up one day and claim that their attacks were they were attacks on their cattle and 2 were missing. We have never seen a Fulani corpse, and that is the strange thing about the way they die. They claim to die because every time they bring out the cow that they have been attacked and killed, they say 2 are missing, 3 are missing. I don't know whether their death transforms them to be missing or XYZ, because we have not seen the corpse of a Fulani man that has been killed. What we hear is that the attacks, the other time we saw in Nasarawa, is about 16 cows they said they were attacked and killed, 2 were missing. Till today we've not heard of the corpse. So we've not seen a Fulani man being killed anywhere around the Middle Belt. So
and nobody
it's strange to be saying they were killed, hundreds were killed. Where?
Yes, well, very interesting questions there, but not too long ago we heard that about 1,000 cows, you know, were actually, you know, part of the reasons for the killings. Of course, Benue people, including the governor, insist that leadership of the Miyetti Allah should be arrested as a demonstration of, you know, from the part of government, or on the part of government, that they're really serious about tackling this problem. We heard not too long ago that in Taraba, about 4 trucks of, suspected herdsmen or, you know, killers were arrested. And the Miyetti Allah has refused or rejected those people's arrest. You know, that something is fishy. But let's even move away from that. What is really the way out so that we don't wake up tomorrow and it's another state beyond Kogi in solving this problem? Mr. President, during his visit, reiterated his call that Benue people should accommodate their countrymen. Is there anything fundamentally wrong with that statement?
Yeah, ending this crisis is as simple as ABC.
How?
Because this Fulani herdsmen has been already declared by the Global Terrorism Index as the 4th most deadliest terrorist group. It is left for the Nigerian state to have declared them a terrorist group and deal with them as terrorists. I know this crisis started with the New Year's speech of Mr. President. Because when the Global Terrorism Index brought out this report in December, you know, they started withdrawing from their activities. But when the president made the New Year's speech, and then the issue of insecurity came, and he only mentioned the Boko Haram and kidnapping and left them. Even the Fulani herdsmen from other countries that have started tackling them as terrorists have now found Nigeria as a safe haven to come and operate, because they have been exonerated in Nigeria as not being the terrorists that they have been declared by the entire securities around the world. Now, because of the population that are coming in to be safe in Nigeria, because of the protection of the federal government, now when they come in, they are being pushed to go and claim lands and occupy with these cattle. Now, the Nigerian state needs, and this is being coordinated by the Miyetti Allah Katahore. So the Nigerian president, the Nigerian government needs to declare these people as terrorists. The leadership of the Miyetti needs to be arrested and persecuted.
Okay,
nobody will be there again to sponsor militias into the bush to go and kill Nigerians. This is a very straightforward thing. The president, the federal government tried this with IPOB. It's as if nothing happened like IPOB in this country. The issue of the South-South was handled in this manner. There is peace in these areas. So why are these people behaving as if the federal government has rather given them an immune to be killing Nigerians up and down, and protecting them from the position of the world? Because
Terence, let me come in here because of time. Let's quickly manage the remaining time we have with you. We cannot really say that all Fulani herdsmen are terrorists and all of them are wielding weapons, really. But that aside, let's take Benue State, for example. The anti-open grazing law put in place by the government. How do you stop an action and yet you do not provide an alternative for them? You said that they shouldn't graze openly, but you didn't create a grazer reserve for them. What was expected, really?
No, you don't enact an open grazing law to go and create ranches for somebody who is doing a private business. Those farmers in Benue State, if you want to enlarge your farm, even though it's your ancestral home, you carry your own money and go and hire land or buy land to expand your farm. And then you buy seedlings, you buy fertilizer, you pay for labor. It is your personal business, you are doing it to make interest. And then you pay tax. You are talking of Fulani herdsmen that have never paid tax in this country. You go and create ranches for them. The law was not meant for the government to create, to open ranches for the Fulani. They are running their personal businesses. They have made provision for them to come to Benue, hire land, and then open ranches, and then ranch their cows and make interest and pay tax to the government. It is not. It was not for the government to use the taxpayers' money to go and create ranches for them. If
yes,
you create ranches for the
good...
Fulani people to do their farm, what will you do to the farmers?
Yeah, that's your argument, but the argument on the other side is, look, this is a serious problem, and if this is what it takes to solve it, why don't we just come up with this, ranching system if it will really solve the problem? Because the way it seems now, we may, on the one hand, be thinking, look, it's about herdsmen attacks, but this is about Nigeria's lifeline, which is food. There are fears already that Nigeria may face hunger in the next coming years. And don't you think it's worth it if we solve this problem at that level, provide ranches and whatever solution that can be, come up with?
No, why don't they divert the monies they are using to buy arms and create ranches? They have money to buy arms and kill Nigeria, so why can't they use the money to open ranches? No government, nobody will encourage government to carry taxpayers' money to go and open ranches for people who they have never paid tax to this country. They have never contributed to the development of this country. So why would they rather use money to go and buy arms and kill innocent Nigerians and then refuse to come and...
Yeah, the issue of paying tax, is it not because they have...
Is it the government...
Is it not because they've been totally not organized over the years? And if you had ranches, then it would be easy for you to actually tax these people.
If you look at the coordinated attacks they have carried out to kill innocent Nigerians, you know they are organized. They are highly organized and sophisticated. So they have no excuse of organization of opening ranches.
Terence, not the herdsmen really, but on the part of the government really, because you're supposed to have data of people coming into your country and out of your country. One problem is that Nigeria has porous borders. So when foreigners come in, do you even have their data? Do you have enough data?
We have already questioned the ECOWAS Treaty. ECOWAS Treaty that allows free movement into the ECOWAS sub-regions. And it is laxity on the side of government and the security agencies that we don't have this record, because if a Fulani person is supposed to come into this country through the ECOWAS Charter, you are supposed to at least have some of your quarantine certificates and the data of the cows. You are supposed to have your papers of entry. The data, the quarantine is supposed to give us the data of the animals you are bringing in. We're supposed to know the health status of the animals you are bringing in. But because they are taking advantage of the ECOWAS Charter, they have kept our borders to be so porous. And that is why we have all these things. All these things bow down to leadership of the government at the center, by allowing these people to come into our country as if it is theirs.
Should any Nigerian feel like a stranger in any part of the country, whether it's a herdsman or farmers, have we politicized this herdsman issue? And that's why we seem not to have, find a solution to it.
No, it is not the issue of politicizing of the herdsman killing. It is not the politicization of the herdsman killing. It is an issue of your citizens are being attacked. You as the federal government has confirmed these are foreign armed invaders. The SSS has confirmed this is ISWA. The governor of Kaduna State, remember when he went to pay compensation to the attacks in Southern Kaduna, came back to confirm that these are foreign armed invaders. The governor of Kano has confirmed these are foreign armed invaders. Everybody has confirmed that the people killing Nigerians are foreigners. It means that our borders were porous for them to come in. What decisive action has the federal government done to curb foreigners coming in the middle belt of Nigeria to kill its citizens. This is it's not the issue of politics. It's an issue of lack of leadership and a decisive policy action to end this once and for all.
All right, Terence Kwanum, public affairs commentator, thank you so much for your time on the show. And speaking of compensation, we really haven't heard anything from the federal government as to how it plans, if at all, to compensate those who have lost their lives and who have been affected one way or another by the herdsmen farmers clashes. Well, that's it on this particular issue. Of course, we'll continue to look at it and hopefully we can find a way forward very shortly. At the top of the hour, Blessing Idahosa will be here to give us the news update again.
Yeah.